Hi everyone, welcome back to another Pilates session. Today's a slightly longer session. We're going to go for about 40 minutes. If this is your first time trying Pilates, I'd probably start with one of the other videos more suited towards beginners. There will be some more progressive movements in today's workout, but by all means give this a go if you want something longer as well. So we're just going to start by lying flat on our backs. So all the way down onto our backs to start. I want you to bring the 2 feet together, step the toes out and step the ankles out. So this is our 5th line Pilates position. So we've got ankles, knees, hips, shoulders all in one line and our toes. That's the 5th one. So everything is in one straight line coming up the body. You can bring both hands onto your pelvis to start. So your pelvic bones are here, you'll be able to feel them. And what I want you to do is take your breath out. I want you to tilt the pelvis back. So very small movement. The lower back goes fully into the mat here. And on a breath in, then you release it forward, just slightly bringing the lower back off the mat. So not a big movement here. Breath out to tilt back. So you're tilting that pelvis back. And breath in to release. Breath out. And breath in, release. So try not to squeeze the glutes as you tilt the pelvis, so the glutes are the backside muscles. So we're just moving that pelvis. On a breath out, you're imprinting. So when I say imprint, I mean lower back fully on the mat. And on a breath in, you're releasing. We'll go for 3 more like that. Breath out and in. On your breath out, when you tilt back, draw your belly button down towards your spine, so you're engaging the core muscles here. Breath in to release. Breath out to tilt. And breath in, release. You can take your hands off the pelvis, both hands down by your side. Just check your shoulders here that they're not hunched up near your ears, that they're nice and relaxed on the mat. So we're just going to warm up the spine from here. So take a breath in, tilt the pelvis back, and on a breath out, I want you to slowly peel yourself up off of the mat until you're up onto your shoulder blades. Try and keep the body in one straight line so you're not popping the ribs way up here. The body is in one straight line. Take a breath in at the top, and on a breath out, slowly sequence back down to the mat, vertebrae by vertebrae. The back side is the last thing to hit the mat. We'll go again, breath in, tilt the pelvis back. Breath out, slowly roll up off of the mat, through the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Take a breath in at the top, and on a breath out, slowly release back down to the mat. That's it. So we're going to do it in 2 breaths now, so take a breath in to prepare. And on a breath out, I want you to start sequencing up through the spine. So you come up onto the shoulder blades. And on a breath in, coming back down to the mat, vertebrae by vertebrae. On the way back down, we're actually going to switch that breathing because that doesn't feel great for me anyway. So we're going to take a breath in to come up, slowly sequencing off the mat. And breath out. Release all the way back down to the ground. Go for 2 more like that. Breath in, slowly coming up. Breath out, release back down. So just warming up the spine for today's class. Last time, breath in, slowly sequence up. And then breath out, slowly back down to the mat. Try and feel your articulation really through the spine on the way back down, and coming back down to a neutral spine position. So neutral spine is where we should be just about be able to get our hands in underneath our back if we needed to, so it's not imprinted or it's not tilted forward. We're just going to open up the hips whilst we're here. Hand onto the right hip, let the left knee fall out to the side. The outside of the foot draws down the mat. You turn the toe in at the bottom and back up. So let that knee fall out to the side. Outside of the foot draws down the mat. Turn the toe in and back up. All the time that right hip is staying nice and still, so no movement in that right hip. We're going to do 2 more on this side. Try and make sure that the center of the body is staying nice and still engaged through the core muscles, so you're still keeping some control in the midsection of the body. And we're going to swap sides. Hand onto the left hip. Right knee falls out to the side. Outside the foot draws down the mat. Turn the toe in and back up. So you'll see here now my left hip, if you watch the video, there's no movement in that left side of the body. All the movement is in the right hand side. So my left glute isn't coming off the mat. Pilates is all about control, maintaining control through the movement. So only going so far that you can keep control in the body. One more on this side. Outside of the foot, draws down the mat. Turn the toe in and back up to that starting position. We'll just do a little bit of work for the shoulders before we really get into the workout. So I want you to bring the shoulder blades nice and flat, so nice and flush with the mat. So you may have to just reposition yourself a little bit to do that. Palms facing down. We take a breath in, bring the shoulder blades up to the ears as if the shoulder blades are on wheels. And on a breath out, release back down the mat. So breath in, bring the shoulder blades up to the ears, so not a big movement. And on a breath out, down the mat. 2 more like that. Breath in and out. Try and keep those fingertips on the mat. Breath in and out. Perfect. From there, bring the hands up over the head. Thumbs facing towards the back of the room. Again, neutral spine here, so I don't want to see any movement through the midsection of the body. Take a breath in, drop the hands behind the head, and on a breath out, palms face up, all the way around and back up. So breath in, drop the thumbs back. Breath out, around and up. Breath in and out. Breath in and out. We'll switch the direction. Breath in, bring the hands down to beside the legs. Breath out, around the side and up. Breath in and out. So no movement through that midsection of the body, just the arms moving. We're going to go for 2 more like that. Breath in and out. We can rest the hands down. We're going to go into our ab prep from here, so you can keep the feet on the mat. I'm going to start with feet off the mat. So we take a breath in, bring the right leg to tabletop, and on a breath out, the left leg comes to meet it. So when you're in tabletop, you want to make sure the lower back is imprinted on the mat. So you're going to have to feel this in the core already, just to keep the legs engaged where they are. So our ab prep, take a breath in, nod the chin to the chest, and on a breath out, the arms come up with the head, neck and shoulders off the mat to look through the legs. Take a breath in here, and breath out, release back down. Breath in, nod the head, breath out, come up, look through the legs. Make sure you can fit a fist between the chin and the chest. Take a breath in here, and breath out, release back down. Breath in, nod the head, breath out, come up, look through the legs, shoulders down away from the ears. Take a breath in here, and breath out, release down. 2 more like that. Breath in, nod the head, breath out, come up, look through the legs. Take a breath in here, and breath out, release back down. Last one, breath in, nod the head, make sure you've got that imprint. Breath out, come up, look through the legs. Hold it there. Breathing. Feel this in the core muscles. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release back down, head goes down. Hug the knees in towards the chest for a sec. Just roll out that lower back. So just getting the tummy muscles ready. So as I always say, Pilates is very much about your core and all the strength and control coming from your core. You can roll your ankles here whilst I'm talking. You hear some cracks. A lot of the strength comes from the core. So we really want to focus on building that core, and that's usually what we cover off in the first part of the classes that I do. So you can bring the feet back down. We're going to go into our 100 next. So we're going to break it into 2 sections of 50 seconds. You can keep feet on the floor for this, or else take your breath in, right leg to tabletop, breath out, left leg comes to meet at that 90-degree angle. Breath in, nod the head, and breath out, come up and look through the legs. Nice and strong through the fingertips. We're going to start pulsing the arms, breathing in for 5, and out for 5. In for 5. If you want to challenge yourself, straighten the legs when you're going. Out for 5. In for 5, bend the legs, and out for 5, straighten. In for 5, and out for 5. Last one, in for 5, and out for 5. Bring the knees back to tabletop, rest the head down, hug in the legs. So the main thing in the 100 is that you're always maintaining that imprint. If you're losing the imprint, you're taking the tension off of the core, and you're not working the muscles that we want to target. So
regress it back to whatever you need to so that you can really feel it in the core muscles and not the lower back. Okay, so we come back up, so back into our tabletop. Breath in, nod the head, breath out, come up, spread the fingers. We're going to do the same thing here, so breathing in through the nose for 5, pump the arms, then straighten out the legs, breath out. Breath in, bend the knees, and breath out. Relax in the shoulders, breath in, and out. Breath in, and out. Last one, breath in, and out. Bring the legs back to tabletop, rest the head down, roll out the lower back. From there, we actually let the legs fall over to the left hand side, looking over that right shoulder. Just feel a twist in the lower back. So you should be starting to get a little bit of heat into the body now from that. Then we're going to come back to center. Try and keep the legs together as you come back through center, nice and controlled. Drop the legs to the other side and look over that left shoulder. So because today's class is a little bit longer, we have a little bit more time for stretching, so we will do a good bit of stretching in between our exercises today. Really get the full benefit of the time. Then we're going to come back to center, nice and controlled, and you can bring the legs down to the mat. From here, we're going to go into our one leg circle, so working into the hips a little bit. So just to prep for our one leg circle, I want you to bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees drop out to the side. So you should feel this into the hips and into the groin area straight away. Just hold it here. It should feel quite nice. Again, check in on the shoulders. Make sure your shoulders aren't up here, which is where we tend to hold them. Relax the shoulders down, soles of the feet together, and just let the knees fall out to the side. So just opening up the hips a little bit before we go into our one leg circle. So we're staying here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then use the hands to bring the knees back together from there. So prepping ourselves for this, if you've never done it before, bring your hand onto your right hip, left arm out like an airplane, so palm is flat down. You can't see it, but it's flat down. So we're going to start with our left leg. Bring the left leg in and then straighten it up towards the ceiling. If this is too hard, just keep it here. But if your leg is straight, then I want you to turn the toe in slightly. So just a small movement, turn the toe in. We take a breath in to bring the leg out around, and breath out, back up to start. So the circles are so big so that as you can keep the right hip on the mat. Breath in and out. Again, try not to tense through the shoulders here. Breath in and out. Swapping direction. Breath in, bring that leg out around, and breath out. To make this harder, you can straighten out the right leg if you can keep that right hip down. That's it. So really working into the hip joint here. 2 more. Last one. And bring that knee in. You can just hug the left knee in for a second. Just roll it in its socket. Once we're here, also getting a little massage on the lower back for 3, 2, and 1. Then the left leg comes down, left arm out, left arm on your left hip, right arm out like an airplane. So we're going to bring the right leg in and straight up towards the ceiling. You might find one leg is tighter than the other. If the leg is straight, turn that toe in. Take your breath in, bring that leg out around, and breath out, back up. Breath in and out. So keep that hand on that left hip. You should feel absolutely no movement in the left hip. In this one, if you're watching the video, you'll see that my left hip is staying down, glued to the mat. We're going to switch direction on the next one. Breath in, going the opposite direction, and breath out. So clicking hips is okay, but any pain, just stop the exercise. As with all movements in Pilates, if you're feeling any pain, then stop. You know your body better than anyone else. Last one here. And bring that knee in. And just roll that leg from side to side. Nice massage into the hip socket there. For 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. From there, we're going to go into one leg, single leg stretch, not one leg stretch. So a little bit more work for the tummy. So what we're going to do is we are going to bring right leg to tabletop, and a breath in, breath out, left leg to tabletop. Breath in at the head and breath out to come up and look through the legs. So we're in flexion, we're working into our core already. So when we come up into our crunch, we're shortening the distance between the ribs and the pelvis. What I want you to do is bring the left leg in, outside hand goes to the outside of the foot. You take a breath in here, and on a breath out, swapping legs. Breath in, and out. Breath in, and out. Keep those toes pointed. Breath in, and out. We're going for 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. And I want you to bring both hands around the back of the knees, still in that flexion. We're going to go for our double leg stretch. So maintaining that imprint with the lower back. We're going to take a breath in, hands come by the ears, hands and legs go away. Breath out, around, hug the outside of the knees. Breath in, hands by the ears, and out. Breath in, and out. Keep that lower back imprinted. Don't let the lower back come off the mat. Breath in, and out. 4 more. 3, 2, next one out and hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug the knees in. Rest the head down. Ooh, roll out the lower back. Feel that one in the core, all across the tummy muscles there on that one, for sure. So from here, I want you to roll yourself up if you can. Otherwise, just bring yourself up, whatever way you can, because we're going to go rolling now anyway, and we're going to roll like a ball. So this is a nice massage for the lower back on the rolling like a ball, and I'm going to challenge you today to try and keep the feet off the mat in this one. So when we're sitting up at the top of our mat, what I want you to do is bring the right leg off the mat, keep the hands on the back of the legs, and then bring the left leg off the mat from there. So you're sitting now just behind your sitting bones. You're not quite sitting on the bones of your backside, you're just behind them, okay? From here, if you can, bring the hands off of the legs and just hold it here. We're going to maintain a C curve here, so draw your belly button towards your spine, so you're not sitting up here. You want to have a little curve in the spine for rolling. Alright, keep the chin out of the chest, don't jam it. We take a breath in to roll back onto the shoulder blades, and breath out to come up, sitting up. Again, maintaining that C curve. So you'll see I didn't come up and put the chest out, I kept that curve. So breath in to roll back, and breath out, coming back up. Try not to kick the legs as you go back, so nice and controlled. If you need to have the hands on the legs, do, or if you need to put the legs back down on the mat when you come up, then you can, but challenge yourself. Breath in, and out. That's it. We're going for 3 more. 2. And last one. Drop the feet down. I'm just going to sit back so you can see, but stay where you are. Bring your hands around the feet and just stretch it all the way forward here. Nice stretch into the low back. And just push those feet out in front for 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. From there, we're going to go into our spine twist next. So for our spine twist, I'm going to challenge you today to bring the legs a little bit straighter, so the legs come to the outside of the mat here. If you can straighten out the legs and sit up nice and tall, then do. You might need to pull the flesh out from behind to sit up nice and tall here. If you find you're curled over like this, just pause the video for a second, grab yourself a block or a book or something to place underneath the backside. If you're feeling tension in the legs, having them straight, bend them. You shouldn't have any tension in your body starting any movement in Pilates, so whatever your body is able for. Bringing both hands out to the side so the arms are in one straight line. We'll take a breath in to prepare, and on a breath out you're going to twist to your left hand side. Second breath to go deeper, and breath in, back to center. Breath out to the other side, deeper and center. Breath out. So the second twist is really coming from the ribs. Try and keep the arms in one straight line. Core muscles engaged. You want to make sure the ribs are stacked over the pelvis. Two more each side. Make sure you're not just twisting the head, you're twisting from your center. One more each side. And back to center. Bring the hands down. Bring the right leg in against the left. If your left leg was bent, then straighten it out and just reach down towards that toe. So like I said, normally we'd go through all our exercises quite quickly and maybe do our stretches at the end, but we're going to incorporate them in today as we're going. And going to the other side. It's nice to give your body a nice good stretch. So when you're reaching down for your knee, your shin or your toe, whatever you can reach here. And just hold it for 3, 2 and 1. Last one on our back before we go into some side work next. There's an exercise in Pilates called the teaser, and what we're going to do is some teaser prep. Okay, so this one will challenge you, so if you find it too difficult, as I always say, just sit it out if you need to. Or come with me, roll all the way down to the mat. Okay, what I want you to do is we want to make sure that the legs they're not in close to the bum, they're quite a bit out in this one to help us get up, okay? And what I want you to do is lift the left leg up so that both knees are in line with each other. You're in neutral spine here, hands come up over the head. Take a breath in, bring the hands up over the head, and on a breath out, what I want you to do is roll up like we do in our roll up, rolling all the way up and sitting up nice and tall at the top. Take a breath in here, and on a breath out, release back down, keeping that leg in place. Breath in, breath out, tuck the chin a little bit, come up, sit up nice and tall at the top. So you're not here, try and sit up nice and tall. Take a breath in, and out. 2 more here. Breath in, breath out, coming up. Reach the hands towards that foot. Try and keep the knees in line better than I am. Breath in and breath out, back down. Breath in, hands come up over the head. Breath out, tuck the chin, come up, crunch up. Sit up nice and tall. Take a breath in here. And on a breath out, release, back down. Perfect. We're going to swap to the other side, so the right leg's going to be up straight. Again, if this is too challenging, just skip it out. It takes quite a bit of core strength. Take a breath in, bring the hands up over the head. Breath out, tuck the chin, come up. Move that foot out a little bit if you need to. Take a breath in and breath out. Release back down. Breath in, hands up over the head. Breath out, tuck the chin, come up, reach towards that toe. Breath in and out. So when I say reach towards that toe, you keep the arms and the legs parallel. Sit up nice and tall. Breath in and out. Last one. Breath in, hands up over the head. Breath out, tuck the chin, come up. Reach, reach, reach. Breath in and breath out. Release all the way back down to the floor. Perfect. We'll come on to our side. So we'll do a bit of a side leg series here. So resting down onto your side, you can rest your head into the palm of your hand, or you can come all the way down flat here, whichever one is more comfortable for you. Bringing the hand in front for support. You want to make sure the body's in one straight line, shoulders, hips, ankles, all in one line. So what we're going to do is lift that top leg up, on a breath in, point the toe, bring it up, flex the foot at the top, breath out, back down and hover. Breath in to come up, breath out to flex and down. Core muscles engaged. I know you're sick to death of hearing me if you're watching other videos, but it's so important in Pilates to always keep the core engaged. And it's really important here because all you want moving is that top leg. You can bend the bottom leg if you need to, if you need more support. It just widens the base of support if you bend that bottom leg. Breath in and out. 2 more like that. Breath in and out. And on the next one, when you come up and hold, we're going to go for small circles here. So toe pointed, small circles the size of dinner plates, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Relax the shoulders, no tension in the shoulders. And then we're going to reverse the direction, breathing in and out. Doesn't matter about the height of that leg, the main thing is that you're maintaining control. Holding it there, we're going to come down to halfway and we're going to go for small pulses here, breathing in and out. That's it. Keep going for 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest that leg down. What I want you to do is bring the hand to the side of the body, okay? And you're going to bring yourself up onto the elbow here, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to lift the legs and we're going to reach down towards the toes, okay? And down. So breath in, breath out, down and reach. That's it. Try and keep those feet together. Feel this right here. We're going for 3 more. 2. And last one, reaching and holding. Try and keep that head neutral for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Relax it down. Whilst we're here, we're just going to open up the chest, so just getting that stretch in. So I want you to bring both knees to the front of the mat and squeeze the knees together here, okay? Top hand comes out in front, palm facing down. You take a breath in to come up and over, follow the head with the hand and keep the knees squeezed together. And breath out around the top of the head and back down. So only so far as you can go. Breath in to come up and over and breath out around the top of the head and down. So we're opening up the chest here. Breath in, up and over, squeeze the knees, keep yourself grounded. Breath out around the top of the head and breath in, up and over, breath out around the top of the head and down. 1 more. Should feel like a nice stretch. And down. Perfect. Onto the other side. So we go. So same thing on the other side. So rest your head down into your hand. Give yourself a nice base support. Ankles, shoulders, hips, all in one line. Hover that top leg. So shoulder, remember now, no tension in the shoulders. Breath in, lift that leg, flex the foot and down. Breath in and out. Breath in and out. Remember, core strong, all the movement coming from that leg. Breath in and out. That's it. The top leg doesn't belong getting heavy here. 3 more. For 2. And last one. Then point the toe, hold it up. And small circles, just the size of dinner plates. So remember, your dinner plate isn't huge, is what I always say. Small circles. Core still here is really important. So strong core, no movement in the top half of the body. And reverse it. Use that breath. That's it. Keep going. 3, 2, 1. Down to halfway. And small pulses. Baby pulses. Toe pointed. Breathing. For 4, 3, 2, 1, relax, sit down. We're going to come up onto that elbow. So the reason we come up onto our elbows, it makes it a little bit easier. We have better support for this one. So both legs together. So we take a breath in, and on a breath out, lift the legs, reach towards them. Try and keep the head neutral, not like what I'm doing. So neck is neutral. So you're not reaching the head towards the toes. It's just the arm. That's it. So small movement where you really feel this one in the side of the body. We're for 4 more. 3, 2, and last one, up and hold. Don't be held on the other side, but we will here. Get those feet up for 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Relax it down. Bring the knees together at the front of the mat. Squeeze the knees together. Rest the head all the way down. Bring the top hand out in front. We're taking a breath in to come up and over. The head follows the hand. And breath out around the top of the head and down. So make sure you're squeezing those knees together so you're not just moving the bottom half of the body. You're just opening up that chest. Breath in to come up and over. And breath out around the top of the head and down. Breath in, up and over. And breath out around the top of the head. 1 more like that. Breath in to come up and over. And breath out around the top of the head. And back down. Perfect. We'll come around so on to all 4s next. So we kind of sequence through. That's just the way I teach the class. We sequence through from our back to our side, now onto all 4s, and then all the way down onto our front. So from here we do our cat and cow. So bring the hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We take a breath in to prepare, and on a breath out I want you to push the tailbone back, drop the belly, look forward. Take a breath in here, and on a breath out, tuck the chin, lift up through the shoulder blades, belly button up towards the spine, tuck the tail under. Breath in, belly drops, sequence through the spine to look forward, and breath out, you want to tuck the head in, lift up through the back body, belly button to the spine. Breath in, drop the belly, so really sequence through the spine, and breath out, lifting up through the back body. 2 more like that, and out. Last time, breath in. This should feel quite nice, and out. And then we're going to come back to that neutral spine. So just walk a little bit further up the mat. From here, breath in, step the right leg back, and breath out, the left leg comes to meet it. So just holding our high plank here. We're going to hold it for about 15 seconds. So push your feet towards the back of the room, and really feel like you're hollowing out through the center of the body. So really draw your belly button in, hold it here. Really good for strengthening the full body here. Any problems with wrists, come onto your elbows, but try and spread your fingertips so you're not getting all the weight into your wrists. We're holding it here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the knees down, toss the feet onto the mat, and sit back onto the heels. So just our child's pose here. This is our rest pose. Coming over to the right hand side, feel a stretch down the left hand side of the body, and just hold it here. 3, 2, 1, back to center. We're going to the left and holding. For 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Back into center. We're going to do just 1 more exercise here. Again, this is quite a challenging one, so see how you go with it. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. I want you to tuck the toes under. From here, we take a breath in, and on a breath out, I want you to hover the knees just slightly off of the mat, keeping a flat back. Breath in, drop down. Breath out to lift. It's only a tiny bit off the mat, and breath in to drop down. Breath out to lift. So you want to keep absolute control of the body here, just the knees lifting. Breath out to lift. And breath in, core muscles engaged, don't let the belly hang. Breath out. And in. And last one, breath out, up and hold. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax it down. I want you to keep the toes tucked underneath this time if you can. Sit back onto the heels and just get a nice stretch into the feet here. Alright, and if you can then, I want you to bring the hands together behind your back and try and stretch out the arms. Really feel a stretch across the chest. If the toes are catching you here, just straighten out the feet. Quite a challenging one. Look up and just stretch it out. Nice stretch through the arms, through the feet, through the back body for 3, 2, and 1. Then release the hands, release the feet, and we'll come all the way down onto our fronts. So we've done a lot of work in flexion, which is for our tummy, so where we're flexing forward like in our ab crunches. So now we're going to do some extensions where we're working into the back body, okay, so strengthening the back body here. So to get our alignment here, feet flat on the ground, make sure your ankles, your feet are hip width apart here, and I want you to keep your tummy muscles engaged, so draw that belly button up, okay. So we're going to start with just some very small chest lifts here, so it's called breaststroke prep is what we're going to do. So I want you to bring your hands to the side, just as the side of your shoulders and just as wide as your mat. Okay, so we're going to do this in 4 breaths. So we're going to take a breath in to pull the shoulder blades back. So the shoulders are up here, pull the shoulder blades back. And on a breath out, I want you to lift up, hands come off the mat onto your 5th rib here. Keep looking at the mat. Take a breath in here and breath out, release back down. Breath in, pull the shoulder blades back. Breath out to lift. Breath in and out. So we're going to do it in 2 breaths now. Breath in to lift and breath out down. Breath in to lift and breath out to go down. 2 more. Breath in to lift. Feet stay flat on the mat. And last one, breath in to lift and breath out. Release all the way back down. This time we're going to bring the hands by the side of the body, so fingertips, fingers are spread and active, shoulders down away from the ears. And we're going to do the same thing, we're going to reach our fingertips towards our toes as we come up. So breath in, reach the fingertips towards the toes, and breath out, back down. Breath in to reach, and breath out down. So make sure the neck is neutral, so you're not looking forward, you're going to strain the neck. Keep that gaze on the mat. That's it. So not a big movement here. 2 more. And last one, lifting. And breath out. Release all the way back down from there. We're going to go into our swan dive prep next, so a bigger extension in the lower back. So I want you to bring the hands by the sides of the chest here, so not the shoulders, by the chest, elbows back. We'll take a breath in to prepare, shoulders down away from the ears, and breath out, push through the hands and bring the gaze forward, coming up as much as you can. Breath in, back down to the mat. Breath out, push, look forward, and breath in. So nice big extension here into the back of the body, but only come so far as is comfortable for you. That's it. 2 more. And last one, we'll come up and we'll hold it. Should feel quite nice and comfortable. If it's not, just release back down to the mat. And we're going to breathe, nice extension for 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Release all the way back down. 1 more in this position. We're going to work the full body here now. So I want you to bring the hands back to where we had them for the first exercise, so just to the side of the shoulders. And what we're going to do is lift the hands, so shoulders down away from the ears firstly, lift the hands off the mat and lift the feet off the mat. If this is too much, just stick with the hands. We're going to take a breath in to lift hands and feet together, and breath out, down and hover. Breath in to lift, And breath out. Shoulders down away from the ears, don't forget. So you're really feeling this in the back body. Try and stay in that hover. We've got 3 more. 2. And last one, just up and hold for 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. I want you to push through the hands. Slip back onto the heels again for me. Reach the hands forward. If you want to get a deeper stretch into the shoulders, just come up onto the fingertips and rest the head down, and you'll feel a deeper stretch into the shoulders here. And just hold it there for 3, 2, and 1. Then coming forward, we have one last exercise to do. So we're going to do push-ups. So I haven't done these in any of my YouTube videos yet. So if it's your first time doing these, then stick with me. I'm going to give variations on these ones. So for our push-ups, it's going to be 3 seconds on the way down, 1 second on the way up. You want to make sure your hands are underneath the wrists to start here. So we'll start in a box push-up, and then I'm going to progress it on for anyone that wants to progress it on. Okay, so from here, we take a breath in, and on a breath out, then I want you to slowly bring your chest towards the floor as close as you can get, and breath in, coming up. Breath out for 3, 2, 1, and breath in. Breath out, chest to the floor, and in. Last one like this, breath out, 3 seconds, and in. So you can stay there, otherwise you're going to walk your knees back a little bit. Okay, feet can be on the mat or off the mat, whatever's more comfortable. Off the mat is more comfortable for me, but make sure the hands stay underneath the shoulders. You can even walk them back a little bit. So we take a breath in here to prepare, and on a breath out, graze the elbows by the body for 3, 2, 1, and up. I'm actually going to bring my hands a little bit more forward to make it comfortable. Breath in to prepare, breath out, 3, 2, 1, and up. Breath out, 3, 2, 1, and up. 2 more. Breath out, 3, 2, 1, and up. Last one. Breath out, 3, 2, 1, and up. Perfect. I'm going to face you, sit back onto the heels. Actually, we'll come to a seat actually all together once we're here. So sitting down, cross the legs, whatever way is comfortable. Bring the left arm down onto the ground, right arm comes up. And what I want you to do is reach over to that left hand side. Try and keep the neck nice and neutral here, and feel a stretch down the right hand side of the body. Again, try and keep the shoulders relaxed here. And holding. Right glute stays on the mat, so your right back side is on the mat, that butt cheek stays down. And swapping sides. Right arm down, reaching over the left arm. Left glute down. 3, 2, 1. We're going to swap it back over. We're going to make this a little bit quicker. Breath out, swapping. Breath in here, and breath out. 1 more each side. Breath in here, and breath out. Swap it over to the other side. So you can just rest your hands wherever is comfortable. We're going to take a breath in, keep your shoulders in place. I just want you to look over to that right hand side. And on a breath out, tuck that chin to the chest. So you're looking down towards the mat. Your feet is stretched down the back of the neck here. And just holding. Take a breath in, look over that shoulder. And breath out, back to center. Take a breath in here. And on a breath out, looking over to the left. Then you're going to bring that chin down to the chest, looking down, and just feel a stretch down the back of the neck. And hold it there. Take a breath in to look over that shoulder, and breath out, back to center. Breath in, look up towards the ceiling. And breath out, chin to chest. Breath in to look up.
Breath out into chest. And back to center. We'll just do some neck rolls to finish. So I want you to look up slightly to the right and down. Nice circles with the neck, but controlled. To the left and back up. One more that direction, using the breath. Just using the head here. And swapping direction. Last neck roll here, and then we are done. And back to center. And you're done for today. So a longer class today, so 45 minutes. So well done if you stuck with it and got through it. I hope you feel a little bit looser, but also a little bit stronger after that. So well done for getting it done.